Hi guys, my name is Matsuki and welcome to my part 2 of my Modern Warfare 2 equipment I'd like to see implemented, reworked, or even scrapped wishlist. Part 1 was about completely new equipment I designed from the ground up, but part 2 is going to be where I'd like to tinker around with the leaked field upgrades, tacticals, and lethals. Let's jump right in with field upgrades I'm most concerned about. First up, we got Battle Rage, stopping power rounds, and the Dead Silence field upgrade. Battle Rage is an experimental stimulant that gives you an adrenaline rush, health regenerates quickly, you've got more resistance to tactical equipment, and your tactical sprint is consistently refreshed. While this field upgrade seems to be an easy pick for the aggressive playstyles, it hasn't yet been confirmed if it'll stay active longer upon kills, nor do we really know, in general, how long this field upgrade will last. However, I'd prefer the Battle Rage field upgrade to only grant speedy benefits, such as the constant tac sprint refresh, faster health regeneration wait times, and faster reloading. Save tactical resistance for the tac mask perk and other reusable equipment, like the manual gas mask that I nominated for Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer in my part 1 video. I'd rather tactical resistance be linked to a tactical piece of equipment over a field upgrade, because there shouldn't be a rechargeable timer tied to a very clutch moment counter mechanic. Obviously, I had trade-offs for this manual gas mask, but you'll have to watch part 1 to find them out. As for stopping power rounds, they haven't been leaked yet, but a lot of content creators that got an early access peek at Modern Warfare 2 have said a lot of MW19's equipment is in fact returning. And if anything's coming back from MW19, stopping power rounds are going to be one of the most broken, overpowered field upgrades we'll see. It's like MWII without the Juggernaut perk. It'll create huge inconsistencies with the already fast enough, if not too fast, time to kill. I'd nerf the shiz out of this eyesore by fully removing it from the game or turning it into one of Black Ops 4's extra score ammunition boxes. Every kill with these bullets grants the user additional score for their score streaks without running the hardline perk. This is how a balanced field upgrade should be. Absolutely nothing should be messing with the time to kill like stopping power rounds do. Then we have the controversial Dead Silence field upgrade, which has been shared around via leaks. A lot of people wanted this to be a perk, but some people like myself wanted it to be fully removed from COD, while just making the default footstep audio somewhat audible without Santoring ruining the game. I should be able to hear someone in the same room that I'm in, or the floor above me, but not through closed doors and brick walls. Now the thing is, I could argue my usual stick, footsteps by default should be balanced, but I'll give you guys another thing that I'd be okay with Dead Silence granting as a field upgrade too. If it has to come to the game, I'd firstly make the field upgrade footstep volume like Ninja from Black Ops Cold War, but also, tac sprinting specifically will be loud. Logically, this just makes sense. In real life, you'd be louder the faster you ran, but on a gameplay level, this also makes more sense too. Tactical sprinting is not meant for the offensive, so being able to sprint behind enemy lines just shouldn't be its strong suit. That's what practically ruins the flow in MW19. The game relies on some level of audio awareness combined with the map knowledge. Typically, you know all of the camping positions and placements you'd use to counter those said campers. But what Dead Silence did in MW19 was pretty much put people in a god mode. If two people are rushing in MW19, the person with a Dead Silence field upgrade will win 99% of the time. Now, because MW2 maps apparently aren't as porous, this means you could get away with Dead Silence as you no longer require that audio awareness on simple, controllable 3-lane maps. But remember, I said I want this Dead Silence field upgrade equivalent to the Black Ops Cold War Ninja perk. This means you only hear people running around pretty close to your proximity, and again, tac sprinting should always be louder, further tying its role down to the defensive get out of a gunfight play style. Ultimately, MW2's footstep audio across the board still comes down to proper balancing. You could have a map that plays really well like Raid does in Black Ops Cold War, but if you have a shotgun and want to camp in a one entrance room, broken loud footsteps will ruin anybody that wants to enter said room. Again, this map Raid is a beloved fan favorite that can still be ruined by improper footstep balance. Instead of pushing Infinity Ward to add Dead Silence as a perk, I hope we all can reconsider what's at stake, and what could be more important to the overall game. Clutch perks are bad, so are broken elements, hence the prefix broken. Now that probably the 3 most important field upgrades to implement right are covered, my final 3 field upgrades are centered around a much more fun approach to the gameplay, rather than balancing potentially overpowered pieces of equipment on the verge of mass gameplay destruction. Anywho, say hello to the portable D-DOS EMP device. Currently, all we know about this field upgrade is that it can scan an area for enemy equipment, then it can be manually controlled to send an EMP wave, destroying all detectable equipment in its path via EMP blast. Now the thing is, in my part 1 video, I described this D-DOS EMP device with the visual representation of the Infinite Warfare Centurion, the deployable defense system that can destroy projectiles and can emit a powerful electromagnetic field. You just place this bad boy down and it does its thing. Shocking, I know. In part 1, I also happened to rework the heartbeat sensor into a deployable device as to not make it overly reliant and easily movable. So what I'm saying in this video is that I'm doing a little switcheroo. The handheld heartbeat sensor now remains stationary, facing one direction, while the new D-DOS becomes a handheld equipment detector, resembling that old MWII heartbeat sensor. It's like the heartbeat sensor, but now it's got some new interactability with it, and doesn't detect real players. Scan for some equipment, press the button, and send the shockwave flying. I feel like a genius. If this is how the field upgrade actually works in MW2, I'm gonna be overjoyed. Next up, we have the deployable shutter, or as I like to call it, the deployable barricade that replaces the MWII and Vanguard deployable cover field upgrades. I found these field upgrades somewhat buggy, but also they provide unpredictable head glitches, where none should exist. While they can indeed make some camo grind maps like DOS House's middle lane bearable for long shot kills, they more often than not become a cheap and easy way of acquiring kills. It's not like they stay on the map for 10 whole minutes, they get destroyed pretty easily and are replaced in new, unpredictable locations due to the fast recharge rate. So given what I had to work with, I decided to eliminate the random element of this deployable shield. And boom, we have the window barricade. Yes, it's very similar to Rainbow Six Siege's, but what actually inspired this, for me, was the predictable locations of barricades in zombies modes, and of course the destructible walls that I despise in COD Vanguard's multiplayer. I was glad to hear destructible walls aren't returning in MW2 through leaks, but that got me thinking. At what point would I be okay with this Vanguard type of destruction? Then it dawned on me. Let's let the players add it onto the maps themselves. This arguably creates more variety with less inconsistent clutter. If you're playing any zone capture mode too, you bet your sweet instincts that players will predictably bunker up on those objectives with defensive sentinel equipment at their disposal. Also, something nice about the deployable cover in MW19 was that it broke all in one final bullet. There was no chipping away at random spots, and for that reason, I'd like the window barriers to do this too, as to not create ratty little peek holes. So yeah, hopefully you like my deployable cover field upgrade rework. And last but not least, I wanted to rework the tactical insertion. In my opinion, this is just something that doesn't belong in COD. It's equivalent to any revenge respawn on shipment. It doesn't matter how hard the enemy worked to kill you, because all you can do is just troll the shit out of them while they're still reloading or regenerating health back from a previous gunfight. Now where have I heard this before? Yes. The rewind ability, back from COD Infinite Warfare. The easy get out of jail scot-free card. You ever mess up with an engagement? Well, don't you worry. Rewind and reset yourself. Well, the enemy has to readjust in just seconds before you come flying back full force. So yes, I hate the tactical insertion. What I'd like instead is a self-revive stick or gun. It would sort of act like the rejack ability from Black Ops 3 and the Last Stand perk in MWR, except my self-revive field upgrade would take a longer time to self-revive, kinda like Warzone's. You also have no pistol or weapon to defend yourself with, and you can of course die in a couple shots as you are in an extremely vulnerable downed state. Now this idea was my own, but recently while I was looking through some old MW19 dev interview footage, I stumbled across this.
Like we had a variant of Last Stand in the game at one point for a field upgrade that let you if you went down, people could pick you up, or if your field upgrade was ready, you could pop it and heal yourself and get yourself back up, and that took time. And we ended up cutting that, but we took that feature of Last Stand and the polish that we did for that, and we brought it as a custom game mode option.
So in fact, there actually was a feature that devs were considering for MW's multiplayer, more or less like the feature I just described, but it was scrapped, or possibly saved for later. MW2, nudge nudge. We did also recently get a leak of a healing pistol, although I'm not sure how it will mechanically work yet. Let's just hope the person getting shot by it doesn't get extra health. Again, please do not mess around with the time to kill like stopping power rounds do. So that's it for part 2. Please let me know what you guys were most impressed about and would be excited to see. Leave all those thoughts in the comments below. Would you like Dead Silence to be closer to Ninja, only granting quieter footsteps? Should stopping power rounds be fully reworked with extra score rounds? Should Battle Rage only increase your speed after the adrenaline rush jab? Thoughts on my manual attack mask? Should the D-DOS EMP be more similar to a Centurion or the MW19 heartbeat sensor? And what do you like or dislike about the deployable window barricade and the new self-revive pistol? I read all my comments and I take the feedback to heart. I hope you enjoyed. Please drop a like if you'd like to support the video and my self-esteem. Lots of love and peace out, homies.
We have the EMP. Attack the enemy data center.
I'm planting. I am planting.
Bomb the EMP.
Oh, I see him.
You see him?
Bomb him out.
Get him out. Scare him.
King Tut Kid is on my team. Fuck.
Well, I'd say I'm doing pretty well. I see someone kind of on the bomb. There's also a guy upstairs in that window.
Hostile has the device. Protect the data center.
Hit him once with my deagle.
I'm gonna try to go up.
I'm gonna gas that window.
I'm going up.
I'm going in bottom.
He went downstairs. Oh, it's on you! He's right behind the door. That was so scary.
That's a good body shield.